when it comes to relationships and when things do end and people go through heartbreak, do you have any advice on, I guess, how you can move through that, and I guess like deal with that grief?
Yeah, because it is grief. You are mourning the death of a person from your life.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be they might not be going to wherever you think people go when they pass away, but you're mourning that person's presence in your life. You're mourning the vision that you had for your future together. You're mourning those hopes and dreams. So it's just really having compassion for yourself in those moments, because it's if there's anyone listening who's made it through a breakup, they'll know it's one of the hardest things that you will probably ever have to go through. Um, but yeah, I'd say I have a few phases that I suggest that people kind of
Mm.
go through with it, because you can't go straight to the end of this phase, these steps that I'm going to take you through. You have to take it in stages. So the first step I say is to kind of detox yourself from their life. So you know, that means so often like blocking them on social media, like not staying in contact with them, not looking at their photos all the time. Honestly, I put that as the first step, because I you
Yeah.
can follow the rest of the steps if you keep in contact with them, but you're just prolonging the process
Mm.
so much more. Something that could take you, you know, a few months will potentially take you a few years if you try and keep in contact with them.
I
So
found out, sorry, I found out recently that in your camera roll, you can select a picture of someone and get it to show less. Because I don't know
really,
why, but
wow.
when I've like broken up or had relationships and before, my camera roll loves to give me memories of
Always.
just that person, and then it makes those like photo montages to
Yes.
music of happy memories. And I'm like, no, don't do this to me. So
I
you can
understand.
actually
Oh,
basically get it to
interesting.
like stop showing you those photos.
Wow.
Top
Okay,
tip.
that's a really good tip, actually. I have to tell one of my friends that. She was complaining about that the other day. Um, okay, so that would be the first
Yeah.
stage. Then I would say surrounding yourself with love and peace, because those are two resources that you're so vulnerable at that stage. You might not be able to access that feeling of self-love, and your nervous system will also probably be in slightly survival mode. So just trying to surround yourself with as much peace and love as possible. So surround yourself with friends and family that love you dearly, and spending time in nature, meditating, all of that kind of stuff. um, then when you feel strong, then it's time to process it and feel the pain, basically, and be with the pain.
Hmm.
And not try to fix it, not try to get rid of it, but just allow the processing of the pain. And then when you feel ready, then you can look at the situation and see what lessons you can learn from it. And again, that's not to place blame on yourself, but that's just to look at what can I learn from the situation, how things ended, how I was in the relationship, those sorts of things. Um, and then then I would say that then you can start the kind of coming home to yourself process, where you reconnect to the parts of yourself that maybe you felt disconnected from when you were in the relationship. And then there's the leveling up process. So for me, with my clients, I don't just want them to be able to survive from a breakup. I want them to actually thrive from it.
Mm.
And so I want them to use this opportunity as a way for them to basically upgrade in all areas of their life. And not because their ex broke up with them because of this reason, just because for them,
Yeah.
and as a deep act of self-love for themselves. And then the final stage is, if you do that stage right, then you can actually feel gratitude for the process, which is the hardest part of the process, because especially if your ex was abusive or something like that, then it doesn't feel very easy to look at the situation with gratitude. But in my opinion, there's always something beautiful you can learn from any experience,
Hmm.
and that's how you really make peace with a situation. Is when you can understand the lesson that you needed from that situation, and you can feel grateful for that.